Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the kickoff of the Hack the Threat 23 Hackathon. Yay! Wait, let me stop the share so we can do it again. There we go. Yay! At long last, after we've had orientation sessions, training sessions, emails, registrations, check-ins, save the dates, it is finally time for our event to start. And we're excited to get it done. We're about to start an exciting, it's the first time you're going to hear this number, an exciting 96 hours of hacking. Now, for those that want to play the home game, I want to let you know that we do have an event site. It is located at hackhpc.github.io/hackthethreat, where you can actually go to the schedule and actually see all of the events that'll be taking place. For instance, today, you also notice that it's in your time zone, which is very important, a very important thing I find. But inside of our time zone, we're at the Hackathon Kickoff. And on the Hackathon Kickoff, it has all the things we're going to do today, along with all the links that you can use that will assist you during this time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go to our actual slides. And let's open them up here. Now, I can see you all over on this side of the screen. It's good to see you. Let's see, who do I see first? First person I see is Michelle. How you doing, Michelle? You doing all right over there? That's good. And Ziggy and Ricky. That's Daff and Max and Fred. Well, all right, let's go ahead and get started here. Now, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to have some quick introductions. We're going to do the code of conduct because we're going to be working together. We want to make sure that everyone's safe and happy and protected and get free to be themselves. We're going to go over the hackathon objectives, our deliverables and resources, our judging criteria, because there is a little bit of a competition there. There's some prizes and awards. And then we'll have the thing that tonight is all about, the mentor pitches, and then the team formation. So having said that, actually going back to that slide, I do want to point out in the lower right-hand corner, we do have the join our Discord server information. We have that there in order to say that if you have not yet joined the Discord server, please do, because that'll be the way that your team actually creates an area where you all can communicate, share files, share screen, do videos, and all that good stuff. So join the Discord server. Before I get into deep, though, I have to introduce some of the people that actually made tonight and this event possible. And those are the organizers. And I want to start out with one of our fearless leaders, Fred. Fred, would you like to say hello to us?
I'll say hello. And do you want me to say a few words too to welcome everybody from here in Canada?
Yes, sir.
Well, why don't so anyone? Hi, everyone. I'm Fred Popovich. I'm the scientific director of SFU's Big Data Hub and SFU core facility. And officially, I want to begin today by respectfully acknowledging the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Katsay, Coquitlam, Kaikite, Kwantlen, Semiahmoo, and Tawasin peoples on whose traditional territories our 3 SFU campuses reside. And I just want to welcome everyone to today's hackathon on behalf of Simon Fraser University. And I really want to acknowledge that great collaborative partnership we have between our university and the Texas Advanced Computing Center. So it's just great working with you guys, all of you on that. And one of the things that I love about these hackathons that we've been doing with a range of organizations, with a range of students from all sorts of places. And I'm so glad we have such great participation today from people in the British Columbia here, is we've really been looking at how to use data to ensure people are able to harness the power and drive things forward to benefit society and do really interesting things. And hackathons like these and summer schools and workshops and even the data fellowships initiative we're going to be starting in a couple of weeks, it really provides a really nice environment for people to work together to solve challenging data problems and apply, technology to some of the most challenging things that we're dealing with around the world. Have a great team to work with here at the Big Data Hub at SFU, some of whom you'll see around you for the whole next several hours, next several days. And with that, thanks very much for the introduction, and passing it back to you, Jamie.
All right, thank you. Now, you're going to get to know me a little bit better as we go forward through this hackathon, but my name is Juni Powell, but Jamie is just fine. Jamie is my nickname. Jamie is what my mama called me unless I was in trouble. So Jamie's just fine. Now, I'm actually a senior systems administrator and researcher at the Texas Advanced Computing Center, which is a part of the University of Texas at Austin. I guess I'll be your hostess with the mostest for the next couple of days. So looking forward to working with each and every one of you. Moving forward, we also have Kelly Nolan. Now, Kelly, are you here tonight? Okay, not a problem. You'll get to see Kelly as we go on. She's also from Burnaby, British Columbia. We have Melissa Fratkin, which Melissa, are you here tonight? I don't think you're here as well. I think she's actually at a conference trying to make sure that we can pay for those prizes. So we'll see her a little bit later this weekend as well. And then we do have Niall Gaffney. Niall, would you mind saying hello to everyone?
Sure. I'll say hello. I'm Niall Gaffney. I'm the director for data computing down here at TAC, and we're a facility down here in Texas that has a bunch of large computers and data and all those sort of things. But what we really have is a bunch of great people, and I'm really thrilled to be here with the folks from Simon Fraser, and with Charlie and Jamie and Samita. Sorry, I'm tripping over tongues already. Jamie, it's catching. The other folks from TAC. I'll just say that for now. But really glad to have everybody here, and I am looking forward to seeing what sort of projects we can come up with over the next couple of days, and hopefully tackle some important problems, but most importantly, get some new skills, get some new colleagues, and sort of go into the future making things better with data. So let's go.
All right. Thanks, Niall. And last but certainly not least, the person who has been your primary contact for this event, who has put all this together, made sure that all the Zoom connections are correct, and made sure all the calendar invites are correct, as well as just in general, making sure that things have come together. Sadaf. Sadaf, would you mind saying hello to everyone?
Absolutely. Thanks, Jamie. My name is Sadaf Sadeghi. I work alongside Fred at SFU's Big Data Hub. Thanks, Fred, for that fantastic introduction. It's a hard one to follow, but I'm so thrilled to be here. We've had such a positive experience working on the planning of this event in partnership with TAC. So we're really excited to see how the next few days unfold. And yeah, I think that should cover it. So thanks, Jamie. Back to you.
All right. Thank you. And thank you all for all your hard work. We all need to take naps after this. That's all I'm saying. We're going to need naps. So, all right. So that's our organizing committee. I do want you to know that all of us are on the event site as well as inside of Discord. So if there are any issues or questions you have, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We are here for you. Now, having said that, I do want to go over a little bit of a code of conduct just to make sure that we're all on the same page so that we all stay safe and happy during this event. So I'm going to let a good friend of mine, I call him my evil stepbrother, Alex Nolte from the University of Estonia, one of my HackHPC.org collaborators, give you that information. So, Alex. You know, see, there's this thing called volume that I need to give this. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pause that and turn it up. I had done this great handoff and everything. But anyway, all right, here we go. So Alex.
To make sure the hackathon will be an enjoyable experience for all, we developed a code of conduct. In the next few minutes, I will walk you through the most important points of the code. You can also find it on the hackathon website. The URL is depicted in this slide. We are an inclusive event that welcomes all people, no matter their age, gender, skin color, ethnicity, nationality, religion, or background. We are dedicated to provide a harassment-free environment to everybody, and we do not tolerate harassment in any form. We expect all hackathon participants, mentors, sponsors, partners, volunteers, and staff to comply with this code of conduct. The hackathon staff may take any action they deem appropriate if the code is violated. Potential actions include sanctions, expelling people from the hackathon, or contacting law enforcement. Harassment includes but is not restricted to audio-video recording against reasonable consent, sustained disruption of talks or other events, inappropriate contact, and unwelcome sexual attention. Furthermore, sexual language and imagery is not appropriate at any time during the hackathon. If a situation makes you feel uncomfortable, if you witness someone being harassed, or if you are a victim of harassment yourself, please contact a member of the hackathon staff immediately. They are distinguishable as organizers in Discord. You can also find their contact information under the menu point Organizers on the hackathon website. The URL is depicted in this slide. You're of course welcome to take screenshots and pictures and share them during or after the hackathon with your friends or on social media. You should, however, be aware who and what might be visible in your picture and give people a reasonable chance to opt out. To be sure, just ask yourself if you would like someone taking a picture of you in that situation before taking a picture yourself. We hope that these rules help us all to have an enjoyable hackathon. Good luck.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
To make sure the hackathon will be enjoyable.
Again. There we go. All right. So, but again, in all seriousness, as far as in the code of conduct, if there are any questions, issues, please reach out to us. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be Charlie. It doesn't have to be your mentor, but reach out to someone where we can make sure that that issue is resolved as quickly and as easily as possible. All right. Now, the objectives and student outcomes. You know what? I'm looking at Max's face. Max is enthralled. Just enthralled with this. Max, you think this is exciting? No, it cannot.
Yeah, we haven't even got it yet.
All right. So, all right, I'm good. I'm back. Here we go. So this hackathon aims to harness the resources, skills, and knowledge found in the HPC community in an effort to provide applied exposure towards students from 2 to 4 year post-secondary execute. What we're saying is, what we're trying to do is to bring together students, professionals, researchers, put you all in the same, in this case, virtual room, so that you all can share ideas and actually tackle some problems that are important to you. Now, the case of this particular hackathon, we want you to develop knowledge and create solutions to threats in the environmental, cybersecurity, and or social areas. That's going to come back. We're going to talk about that again here soon. So those threats could, now you can create applications, perform some type of data analysis, and of course, we're going to have presentations and management that go along with it. As students, what you're going to get out of this is, as an individual student, will gather increased familiarity with data science in the cloud, experience collaborative software engineering. Let me put a pin right there. If you've never done collaborative software engineering, this is going to be fun. Yep, Ziggy smiled. It is Charlie and I, every time we do this, we're like, ooh. But we're going to give you some tools to help you out.
Oh no, it's going to be fun. By the way, if you hear something weird, it's my dog. The storm's coming and it's freaking my dog out. So
right. Y'all just remember, if y'all hear something weird, it's Charlie's dog. Okay. And of course, develop professional communication skills. So I like to show this so that people kind of get a full idea about what you're getting into. So of course, I have the schedule online, and in that schedule, everything's broken down and things like that. But this is really what you're in for, as far as we're concerned. So tonight we're doing our pitches and team formation. That's it. I really don't expect teams to get started tonight for the most part. It's about making sure your team is formed. Tomorrow, starting tomorrow, we have these things called check-ins, and people are like, oh, there's like 2 check-ins a day. What's going on with that? The purpose of the check-ins are to make sure that your team is making progress. I don't know how many of you all have participated in a hackathon before, but it gets really easy inside of a hackathon to kind of wander off. And so by having these check-ins, there are times where your teams can come together as one and make sure you are all united in moving towards your goal. Plus, it makes sure that if there are any issues, any speed bumps or anything like that, that we as a group can tackle them, which is another thing. For those of y'all that have participated in hackathons before, is there a competition component to this? Yes, there is. And there are prizes. However, what we want to want you all to know is that we're still a family. We're still a group where we can work together. We're here to help each other. That's the biggest point of all of this, is for us to learn more about each other, learn more about these different projects and things. And if there's an issue, we can tackle it as a group. You're not out here alone. That makes sense?
We may feel like different right now, but in about 90 hours, we're going to be closer than most families.
Yep. Yes, indeed. It's a crazy thing. I also want to throw out there, if you see something with a name on it, like, oh, I don't know, team introductions that's going on tomorrow, you might want to take a look at what you have to do as a team, which I'm going to tell you anyway. But anyway, if it has a name, chances are there's a prize attached to it or some surprise attached to it. Just hint, poke.
Good save there.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But having said that, what that means is you actually will have, so out of the total 96 hours from now until final presentations on Monday, you're actually going to have about 59 hours of work time. And this is being very loose with the idea of sleep and or planning. So just keep that in mind. So all of y'all look nice and fresh and bushy-tailed, and you're going to be old Yoda before he became one with the Force by, Monday. But anyway, take care of yourselves. Hydrate.
Just earlier today, you had a full head of hair. That's what I'm saying.
I did, but it's been an interesting day, Charlie. It has. I have stories. Does he have no, I'm just kidding. But projects and deliverables. For those of you that want to know exactly what you need to have on Monday, this is a slide you want to pay attention to. You may want to grab a screenshot of. You may, or just make notes so that you know that this is what you have to do. And your mentors are aware of this. On Monday, so at 6 p.m. our time, so Central Time, 4 p.m. your time, we're going to have final presentations. Before the final presentations start, from each group, I should have a GitHub repository link. If you've never used GitHub before, don't worry, we're here to help you with that as well. But a GitHub repository link with the readme.md, readme.markdown file has been customized with information for your project and a project description. Any source code that you created should go on that site, including comments. Put comments. I know I have a lot of programmers in here. Comments are good. Comments are your friend. Comments will tell you what you did a year from now where you can't understand your code. And then a PDF of your presentation that includes your team members with pictures, hopefully, your mentors and co-mentors, use of technology in the project, and then how your project has impacted the community, specifically in the cybersecurity, environmental, or social threat areas. You've heard that twice now. I wonder why. Anyway, some of the resources that you have available to you. Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services has graciously donated $4,000 in computational credits for use during this hackathon. But Jamie, how do I get access to them? The way you get access to them is ask your mentor. Your mentor will actually send me an email or a message. I'll add them there, and then they will be able to create accounts for you so that you can access these resources. Now, for my fellow crypto people, no, we're not doing that. There's somebody right now going, oh, yeah, no. What I'm saying is these credits are for this project. Please don't set up any crypto servers. And in fact, I have limited the number of GPU-based machines that can be accessed just for that reason. But again, if you need help with it, please let us know. Some of the commonly used services and or languages we've seen are Python, of course, Jupyter Notebooks, Node.js, Replit. So for my comp sci data science people that work in collaborative software fields, Replit lets you write code in C++ collaboratively. Just putting that out there amongst many other languages. And of course, HTML, CSS. And I want to also put a strong reminder out there for Google Colab. Google Colab is a collaborative version of Jupyter Notebooks. So just one more tool out there. And then of course, Discord, because when it is 2 o'clock in the morning and your mentor says, I'm getting sleep and you all want to talk, Discord is the way to go. So I keep talking about these awards. Let's hear a little bit more about them.
At the end of the hackathon, each team will be eligible to win one of the following
Now that's me.
awards.
Well, starting out.
The Judge's Choice Award, the Viewer's Choice Award, or the Impact Award. I want you to note that there are no numbers in front of the awards. This is because one is not more significant than the other. And in fact, the prizes you can win are exactly the same for all three awards. Alex, why don't you tell them a little bit more?
It is important to know also that you cannot win them all. We don't want to create a situation where one team is running away with all the prizes and everyone else is disappointed. After all, this is supposed to be a fun event as well as a competitive one. So let me talk a little bit about how these different awards actually work. The first one is the Judge's Choice Award. We have assembled a team of judges and each one can give a maximum of 100 points per team. They will assess your project based on 3 criteria. The first criterion is the creativity of execution, or the wow effect. Here the judges will ask themselves how creative the execution of your project was and if you came up with new use cases, big opportunities or surprises. For this criterion you can earn up to 20 points. The second criterion is UX, or polish. Here the judges will look at the design of your project and they will ask themselves, is it actually easy to understand and to use, and did you put some thought into the user experience? For this criterion you can earn up to 10 points. The third criterion is the technical complexity of the project. Here the judges will look at how technically impressive your hack was and they will ask themselves if the technical problem that you tackled was actually difficult and if the technology you used made them go wow. For this criterion, you also can earn up to 10 points. The fourth criterion is collaboration. Here the judges will look at how well you worked together as a team. This criterion is worth up to 20 points. The fifth criterion is the presentation. At the end of the hackathon, you will be asked to give a presentation about your project. And the judges here will look at if you presented a functioning solution, if you stayed within the time limit of your presentation, very important, and if you were able to communicate your project and its values well. This criterion is worth up to 20 points. And then the final criterion is very simple. It's just, did you complete the challenge that you set yourself? Did you manage to do what you said you would do? Did you achieve your goals? This criterion is also worth up to 20 points. Now to the second award, which is the Viewer's Choice Award. This is very much straightforward. At the end of the hackathon, there will be a presentation session, as mentioned before. During that session, you will not only present your project to us, the other teams and the mentors, but also to other people that might want to watch the stream, like for example your friends and family, HPC community members, sponsors or conference participants. During this session, we will share a link to a form where anyone can vote for their favorite team. At the end, we will count the votes, and the team with the most votes wins. Easy, right?
Thanks, Alex. Now the final award is the Impact Award, and it's given to the team that best addresses a social, environmental, or cybersecurity threat to their local community or society in general. And with that, we from the organizing committee want to say good luck to you all. And remember, have some fun.
All right. Thank you, Alter Jamie. You're welcome, Alter Jamie. No. Let's see if we can push that
At
forward.
the end of the
Go. There we go. All right. It is time for the mentor pitches. Oh, yeah. Now, for those of you all that have never participated in one of my hackathons before, we do things a little differently. So I'm going to change my camera over here so I can actually look at myself. There we go. What we're going to do here is we have a couple mentors that are actually going to present some ideas to you. They're going to pitch them to you. And in those pitches, they're going to tell you what they're looking for and how you can help. Now, what you have to do as students is you're going to listen to these pitches and see which ones of them kind of speak to you, which ones you actually want to help them with. Now, there's a catch, though. Unfortunately, very much unfortunately, we've had a couple mentors that have become ill. And so they're actually not able to be here. But what they did do is they provided some of their ideas so that we can have what I like to call choose your own adventure. Or in other words, if there are a group of you all that hear a pitch that you want to work on, you can select it and we'll help you along your way as far as in getting it done. So let me say that again. We have a few mentors that have some ideas that they really need help with, and they're going to tell you about them. If there's one of those ideas that catches your fancy, that you're interested in, write it down. And then after all of them go through, I'm going to make a set of breakout rooms. And you're basically going to be able to vote with your feet once you're done. Now, what we're going to do is we will balance them out a little bit to make sure that the teams aren't too big, too small, all that good stuff. So maybe pick one or maybe pick two that you're interested in to make sure that you have a choice of which one to go to. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And we're going to make our way through the pitches. So now up first, I'm going to go ahead and hit share. Oh, and of course, I started it way down there. Let me go back up to the top. Here we go. So our first mentor that will be presenting for us is Miss Dawn Hunter. Now, the mentors also know that they have some limitations on them. What limitation is that? They have 2 minutes to present. And by 2 minutes, what I mean is I'm actually going to set it on my phone to set off an alarm for them. So with that, Don, let me make sure I can hear your sound. Make sure you're good to go. I don't want you to go, oh, you didn't give me enough time to talk.
No, I'm looking at the time at the top at the same time for the to make sure I don't go over. It's all good.
Not a problem. All right, so Don, the floor is yours.
Okay. So again, this is my first time doing this. So if I miss something, feel free to ask questions after the 2 minutes. But I'm trying to create diverse camps. So we have summer camps at UT Austin or the Texas Advanced Computing Center. We have free camps for students, and we have 4 camps this year. And we have about 150, 200 applications per camp. So we're trying to figure out, or we're actually hoping that someone can create a program to score the applications. And that's so that we don't have to read, because it's like 5 questions with each application that we receive. So that would be 1,000 per, if you will, camp. So we're looking for someone or a group of people that can create a program that would score these applications. We are trying to make sure that we have diverse camps. So we don't want everybody to sound exactly the same. We do want to make sure that the essays that they're writing are answering our question. So we're just trying to make sure that the scoring, regardless of their writing, is being able to give them credit. We want to be able to score them 1 through 5 for their short answers. And we want to be able to score at least 1,000 short answers per camp. This will be the, social threat, and it would probably use sentiment analysis. And then I have examples as well of what we are saying is a number 5, or we're saying that's the best for a short answer. So again, overall, it's just trying to provide a program that can go through all of the short answers that we have for our summer camps to help us select the students for our 4 camps. That's all.
Right on the money. The alarm was going off. Excellent job, Don. Now I want to add something to that. Well, you know what? Before I add something to it, let me stop and say, are there any questions of Don? Let's see. I'm checking chat. I'm also trying to get a participant window. There we go.
So one thing I want the hackers to think about is, as each of the mentors talk about what it is that they are pitching and what their idea is, think about the application, how it's going to happen, and think about how you would go about trying to build this app. So when you guys all get together, you have some place to start from. So this is a really, really cool application. And it has a really cool, I'm talking about the code. The code looks really, really cool, but all the stuff that goes into building this code is going to be pretty awesome.
Right. And I also want to bring something else on there. So this one's, well, it's near and dear to my heart. I'm actually an instructor of one of the Code Attack camps. And the fact is I'm going to say it this way. We want to make sure that we're reaching students that you wouldn't necessarily be able to reach. And having said that, especially with the proliferation of ChatGPT, there we go. Having to write an essay for a camp used to be like a filtering process, because nobody wants to write an essay. Like, I ain't doing that. And so just in having an essay in there, it used to be a way to, keep students from, to kind of filter out the kind of students and things like that. But having said that, now with ChatGPT, we can put in a prompt and boom, bam, there's my essay. And we've seen that. And some of the essays kind of have this ring of, I don't think they wrote that. So, in you all solving this problem, looking at sentiment analysis, looking at the different characteristics of a good, solid essay, as far as in the standards that are brought forth in the rubric that Don has, you will truly be helping a community that this will go beyond this camp. So I can't say enough good things about this project. And with all those data scientists out there, please help us help others.
So there's a question on chat from Groove.
Okay.
So some of these questions, I think when we go into the breakout rooms with the mentors, a lot of these questions might be able to ask better there and getting a better idea. So Groove, keep that message, keep that question in mind. And when Jamie opens up the breakout rooms, ask Dawn directly.
Yes. And you'll have time, when I open up the break rooms, you will have time to kind of wander around and figure out which one you want. So yes, and thank you. All right, and thank you, Don. Up next is Ricardo, who couldn't make it. So I get to present his idea. Now, Ricardo will be, now let me make sure here, Sadaf, he will be coming. He just couldn't make it tonight. Is that correct?
I think that's the case. Don't quote me on that, though, until I hear another update. So we'll see. We'll see when I hear back from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, this has been an interesting time. But having said that, I'm basically going to read his slide in a very interesting way as far as I can. That sound good, Charlie? Matter of fact, Charlie, let's bounce this one off for each other. Yeah, you're not going to smile at me like, yeah, we're going to see how Jamie pulls this off.
Oh, I just thought you have Siri read it.
So as I am Ricardo Carvalho from SFU, I want to protect our sensitive data. Now, in a survey of 92% Canadians, of which I am, of course, I expressed some level of concern about the protection of their privacy. And there's a source link there too.
Well, it's because you're Canadian, Ricardo. So that's where you have a source link.
I think so, because I have lived the majority of my life, as far as this character that I'm creating has lived there, and I've seen this. Now, privacy regulations do restrict the use of personal information. For example, GDPR and PIPDA, which, as my cohorts in America will probably look at it as like PII, so personal information, or the HIPAA stuff. So yes, but that sensitive data needs to be useful. Now, I know what you're thinking, Charlie. I know what you're thinking.
Well, not sure what I'm thinking is, even though your information is private and sensitive, still needs to be open. You still have to be able to use that information in policymaking. You have to use that information in specific research on demographics, on different types of demographics. And of course, you have to use that sensitive information to get any meaningful information out of drug trials. So
I completely
what do we do
agree.
about this?
Well, we need to enable the use of sensitive data while protecting the privacy of the individual, of course. So we want to create a tool that cleans up these data sets, sanitizes them, if you will, or so that the sensitive information, making it safer to cameras in the way release. Now, some of the suggested skills: Python, of course, for pandas and NumPy, and using regex. I know what RE is. Niall, yes, they put regex as one of the choice. Anyway, there's some data sets from the various censuses, and there's a simple technique using the K anonymity. There we go.
Anonymity. That's K anonymity is an interesting technique. Ooh.
Yeah. And having said that,
basically, we got sensitive data. We need to clean it up before we can release it. We need an app that can do that for us. How do we identify what's personal private information, and how do we say what's not personal private information? Well, hey, that's your task.
Yes. Now, I know though there are many questions, I will say this in all seriousness. This is a problem that is going on around the world. As data scientists, you are going into the field, and then we have we have computational linguists that are a part of this as well. This is this isn't just a real issue. This is a real problem, especially when you're dealing with medical data. You want to sanitize that data, remove any information that can link back to a person out of that data, so that then you can share it freely. A lot of hospitals here in the States, I can't speak about Canada, but here in the States, don't share information because of the risk that goes along with sharing that information. And
a lot of pharmacy companies do not release their drug trial information for the exact same reason. It is impossible. Sometimes it's near impossible for a researcher to get drug trial information from a pharmacy or from a pharmaceutical company for that reason. So yes, this is a major issue. Plus, you got to think about it. We've been collecting data for ages, and only recently have we begun thinking about the personal and private information and the regulations involved in that. So you got to think about the data before those regulations were passed. They still could have personal and private information in them. So this is a really great app.
So as Ricardo, I thank you for your time and your careful attention. And for anyone that would like to take on this challenge, don't worry, we'll be here to assist you. And of course, Ricardo will come later as well, I do hope.
All right. So now I kind of really want Ricardo to come and tell us how well we did.
Oh yeah. Now, the next presentation is one of my favorite people in the world, She's one of my coworkers, Lydia. So I'm not going to give it away, but Lydia, the floor is yours.
All right. So hello, everyone. I'm Lydia Fletcher. I work in data management and collections here at the Texas Advanced Computing Center. So I spend a lot of time thinking about data curation and designing metadata schemas and trying to get people to understand that your data science is only as good as the data that you are using. And in particular, today I'm here to talk about AI and how responsible AI has to have several key elements: fairness, accountability, transparency, and explainability. To establish these elements and create responsible AI, we need to have data provenance, which is basically a record of the origins and processing steps that data sets and other digital objects go through when they're being used as inputs to AI. Provenance can help uncover data quality concerns and identify the causes of an algorithm's poor performance. For example, identifying when an AI has been trained on a particular population or methodology and then is being used to make decisions about a different population or situation for which it's not been trained or for which it's not suited. This has a lot to do with AI justice, social justice, design justice. I think it's a really cool thing to think about. Next slide. Jamie, next slide. Thank you.
I did.
So, give me seconds back. Okay. So if you have good data, that means you get good AI, right? Kind of. A big issue that we run into doing this kind of work is that it is a very labor-intensive process to create good metadata and to track data provenance. So the goal for my project is to help create a tool or an app that makes data curation easier. I have a couple of examples of a data curation API that was created a few years ago and some sample data that we can work with. I think this would be a great project for people who are doing data science and are interested in data curation generally, or algorithmic bias and ethics in AI specifically, and even for the computational linguistics people, because a lot of this has to do with the kind of language and racial and gender bias that's encoded in the language that we use to describe data. So that's my pitch.
All right. Okay. So having said that, I'm going to tell you something. So Niall, are you still with us?
I'm going to make one small before you make something serious. How awesome is it that the acronym is FATE and it's about AI? And of course, Lydia posted the Terminator image.
I did that on purpose. Also,
no fate, but what we make.
I just got to say, I spent like an hour today making a background for the first slide that is a metadata record for the Terminator T800 model. So yeah.
That's awesome.
I got real excited about this theme.
So I want to say, so Niall, the reason I'm bringing up Niall is actually one of the leadership team members at TAC, where actually Charlie, Lydia, and I work, and Don as well as Sasmita. So some of our meetings are fun, and the way we get through them is we do bingo, like word bingo. Now, this is a thing. And so one of those words, actually her slide has quite a few of them. AI, provenance, metadata. The only one we're missing overloaded terms, and there's one more. There's model catalog and repo. But point is, I was looking at Niles giving me the face. The reason we but no, in all seriousness, these different the techniques that you're going to use in order to gather that provenance information is vital to generate accurate models, to create better AI based models and things like that, and simulations and whatnot. So I can't say enough good things about the reason this is important. And it just doesn't focus on any one area. If you notice, she didn't say this is for flood studies, or this is for drug testing, or this is a general problem across AI that she's trying to address. And I also must say,
I was just going to say, I have a data set that we can work with that comes from a project that I'm involved with here at TAC. But we can also use data sets that you guys know of, or we can find a different data set that y'all want to use. Some of the literature that this topic gets written about has a lot to do with medicine and medical imaging and the use of AI in different medical fields. So that's definitely an area that we can look at if you guys are interested.
And I do want to say that I will take her picture and put it on this slide with a pointer that says, yes, she used Gooder, because she's a librarian.
I got 2 English degrees.
Well, that's why we need better AI. So, they'll catch those errors and not say Gooder.
Yes. Gooder. All right. So, having said that, before I go into our choose your own adventure, let me back up. I want to double check the group one more time. I know a few more people joined us since we started. Are there any students that did have projects that they wanted to pitch? That they were thinking about becoming mentors? And don't worry, we're going to help you. You're not going to be alone. Just want to make sure. Okay. All right. So having said that, choose your own adventure. I'm going to throw these out there for everyone. In the choose your own adventure category, you have the combined impact of Hurricane Maria on different socially vulnerable areas to look at impact storms on different populations. And we have a data set that goes along with it. So in other words, this is the using hurricane data, so a disaster data, to see how it impacts certain areas that are particularly vulnerable, especially based upon socioeconomic concerns. Is that right, Niall?
Yeah, it's essentially, they're geospatially resolved across the whole island, and the impacts that Maria made on different populations that are in different socioeconomical areas. And yeah, a lot of good stuff in this one.
All right. And then we also have this one I'm actually kind of excited about, the My Hurricane Preparedness Scrapbook. So what we have is there's a bunch of information that came along with Hurricane Harvey regarding people's experiences during the hurricane, using that information in such a way that it creates a very interactive visual method to help people understand why preparedness is important when it comes to these different disasters. And of course, there's a data set that comes with that. Did I miss anything there, Niall?
Oh, the preparedness is preparing your house and making sure that structures are up to code and you can see the differences. And so it's a sampling of different levels of things and of damage in one area that was heavily hit by the hurricane, and it'll allow you to it's designed to sort of both evaluate how much damage there is, but then once you see the damage there, educate people on what it is to be ready for a storm, more than just boarding up the windows and loading up on strawberry Pop-Tarts, if anybody knows that story.
I'm more of a peanut butter man myself, but yes, I agree. I am the grab the 2 tubs of peanut butter. And then we have one more.
Before we go on, Jamie, there's a question about, is it okay if we share the slides?
Oh, sure. Let me go ahead and, there you go.
No, I already got it in there.
Okay. I just posted them.
And I'll go ahead and put it in the Discord as well.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you. I thought I had shared them. I'm sorry about that.
I'll share them too. Thank you, Niall.
Okay. All right. And the last one is, and this actually comes from Ricardo, my alter ego. Spam classification while preserving privacy of emails. So again, this is using being able to classify these different emails using machine learning methods, possible tasks. So data cleaning, sanitizing the data, feature engineering, training classification model with privacy preserving methods. And of course, building a simple little web application that'll allow you to do it. So it'll be a cool
I will add a little bit to that. So the reason this one's kind of big and important is in cybersecurity, the number one fault in cybersecurity is the user. And hackers know that. So social engineering is the biggest hack and the biggest threat in cybersecurity. And that happens through email.
And I'll even add to that, we have an acronym in the IT world called PEBCAC. So if you ever work in a call center and you're working and troubleshooting someone's computer and you find out that the issue is them, you may read in the notes of the ticket, PEBCAC. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. So, having said that, at this time, we're gonna have a little bit of a break. I'm gonna make some breakout rooms while we're on the break. So everybody can have a quick bio break, stretch their legs, and then we're gonna be able to come back and choose the project based on the breakout room. Now, the way I'm gonna do this, let me switch cameras here. So I'm looking at the camera in which I am working, which is this one. There we go.
I keep seeing like Wayne's World when you go camera one, camera two, camera one, camera two.
Camera two. That's how it works. So, what I'm going to do here, I have a slide that I'm going to add the names of the rooms. I can tell you that the first 3 of those rooms names will be diverse camps. So diverse camps was the project with Dawn. Let me go ahead and go back there so you can actually see it. Was the project with Dawn, where she has a listing of 100 and some odd essays that she needs to be able to sort using AI techniques in a very thoughtful way. Then we have our protect our sensitive data, which comes from Ricardo, where you will be sanitizing various files using the census data sets. And then we have our bad data makes bad AI and or good data makes gooder AI from Lydia that will actually also be there. And then I'll also have a choose your own adventure room where you all as a group within that room can pick a project. So I'll be creating those breakout rooms now.
So Jamie, they pick one of those 3 choose your own adventures?
Yes, right. You can pick one of those 3 or come up with a different project. I want to make sure you all have a little room to alter. And of course, we will balance it out from there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make 4 rooms. I'm going to make 2 choose your own adventure rooms just in case.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah,
give you a little bit of space. So I have room number 1. I am changing the name of that one to diverse camps. With Dawn, diverse camps.
We have a question in chat. Were the 2 hurricane projects related? They could be. That might be another adventure that you would choose.
Yeah, I mean, they could be. They're very different areas. One's in Louisiana and one's in Puerto Rico. So, but again, I think you could. There's a lot of inference you can probably get about the sort of damage that happens to different socioeconomical categories from the pictures.
And the next question was, Jamie, is how many people should be on a team?
I would try your best not to have this camera 2. We would try our best not to have more than maybe about 5 people per group. We're willing to flex. So it's okay, but let's try to keep the.
I'll say the ideal number is between 3 and 4. So I think we should have enough people.
Students. So student participants, not including the mentor. Choose your own adventure.
So the idea is you go to the choose adventure room 1 and nobody wants to choose the adventure you want. So then you got to go to choose adventure room 2 and see if you get people to follow you there. Utter chaos.
Now, there is a catch with the choose your own adventure. We're going to need some information from you once you all do choose your own adventure. So just letting you know, I'm going to go in there and pick this up so I can copy and paste with the best of them, rename that, drop that in there for room 5, change it from 1 to 2. And there we go. Now, what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you I'm going to put up one last slide just so that everyone sees it, which is right here and right here for what you're going to have to bring tomorrow. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to be working with the different teams to make sure everything's settled down and things like that. But inside of your teams tonight, this is all you have to do tonight. Is one, pick which team you're going to work with, which team you're going to work. And then as a team, you're going to need to make one slide to be presented at tomorrow morning's check-in. Tomorrow morning's check-in is at 11 o'clock Central, 9 Pacific. At least one member of your team needs to be there. That's not the mentor. It has to be a student. One slide. And in 1 minute, you're going to introduce your team by giving the team name. So you have to pick a team name. Have all of the members of your team on the slide. So mentor, co-mentor, members. Pick a theme song. It needs to be an instrumental. We don't want YouTube strikes. That was fun.
Nice addition there, Jamie. I like that.
Yeah. Last year, we had a team that picked the Disney song and another team that picked the Beatles song. Yeah, YouTube don't like that. So
Disney and Beatles don't like to share.
Yeah. A team virtual background. So just like we have our suits on, our virtual background, your team needs to have a virtual background. And new this year, even Charlie doesn't know about that, a team emoji.
Ooh.
Pick a team emoji.
Ooh.
So and these will all be presented tomorrow morning. That's all I want you to accomplish tonight. Okay? Pick a team and then get these things together and then go to bed. For tomorrow, we go to war.
You're going to need your sleep. You're going to need your food.
Yes. So having said that, what I'm going to suggest, it is currently 14 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a 5-minute break, stretch your legs, think about the things you've heard, think about the teams you'd like to know about, and then come back after that 5 minutes. And with the breakout rooms that are just open, pick the breakout rooms in which you'd like to join or ask questions. For Dawn, Fake Ricardo, and Lydia, please head to your rooms so that you will be in there. Now, I do need a stand-in for Ricardo, and my stand-in for Ricardo, Charlie, I think you actually understand this, or do you think we should go? Are you okay being a stand-in for Ricardo?
Stand-in. I should. Sure. I'll join sensitive data.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. All right. So take 5 minutes. And then after that 5 minutes, drop into your rooms. This Zoom session will stay open at least for another 2 hours. Mentors, make sure that you set up Discord channels for the Choose Your Own Adventure. I'll be dropping in those rooms to help you all get settled if need be. Having said that, are there any questions of me before we all head out for a break?
Hopefully we'll come back after the break.
Yes.
The wind is seriously picking up over here.
We'll be here. We'll be here. We can do it. We can do it. All right. So take a quick break at 20 minutes after the hour. Pick your teams. Breakout rooms are open. Have fun. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.